And Luke McFarlane, Dwayne, has gone to Big Buddy Franklin. We said in the week leading in that Stephen Dodd might continue to keep his good record against him, but I like this move. I like Luke McFarlane because I reckon he can not only stop him, he can attack and get the ball himself.
The bounce of the ball. We are underway here in this round 2 clash. Sandilands, who's been under some pressure himself after his recent performances. Shammer tried to spear it out, but Campbell Brown, the man we were talking about, Birchall and Rioli, hasn't he been in outstanding form both in the NAB Cup and round 1 last week? To the WA boy back home, Chance Bateman over the head of Ladson with that pass. Sam Mitchell, the captain, got a 100% record at the moment. Spearing pass from Thomas Murphy wasn't so good, but Osborne under some pressure. Ladson, Osborne combining to get it inside 50. No Lance Franklin inside. Roughhead came at it. Sandilands almost a throw. Couldn't find Pavlich, who's back at half back. Hawks trying to get it out and keep it flowing. Umpire might need to sort this out.
Just opportunity missed by Hawthorn there, Jacko. Young Cyril Rioli probably could have drifted in and taken the mark, but he's trying to do the right thing and let the big forwards run at the ball, and he was staying down for the crumbs.
That's just where you need a bit more communication, a bit more talk.
Taylor and Sandilands. Taylor took it out of the air, got a handball away in time. Nice play by Carr to Pavlich. Touch from half back. There's Headland.
Sewell has the job on him.
Left foot kick, good. Pass is perfect. And Dodd, in fact, it's Campbell, the late inclusion, takes the mark. Mark Johnson out for the Dockers. Adam Campbell in for just his 6th game. Centering kick. Off hands, Josh Carr. Over Crowley's head. Guerra's coming at him. Drags him down. Gives away the free.
Well, good opportunity here for Fremantle. One thing they've got to be mindful when they're going to their forward 50, they've got to rush it on because Hawthorn are mindful in getting numbers back. As Campbell went to Pavlich there was a mass number of Hawthorn supporters, but that was just a little bit overzealous there by Hawthorn in that tackle.
Yeah, Guerra got pinged for actually tackling the man without possession of the ball, but if it wasn't that, it was in the back as well.
The first little bit shot of goal by Ryan Crowley for the evening. Just to set the trend, the tone. Got close to the man on the mark.
Got it.
And maybe it's a different Fremantle this week.
Well, I have no doubt it'll be a different Fremantle this week, Dwayno. They copped criticism, and some of it unwarranted, because they weren't that bad last week. They played 3 very good quarters against the top 4 side in Collingwood and only got run over in the last quarter. Now back at home, conditions to suit, home crowd support. You've got to expect them to put their best foot forward.
They're going to have to share the workload, Jason, because Matthew Pavlich got that ball from the centre half back and contested in their forward line. He can't do that for the entire evening. They're going to have to support him during the course of the night.
Ryan Crowley, who was drafted by the Dockers back in 2002, but dropped from the senior list and redrafted as a rookie and making the most of his 2nd chance. First goal to the Dockers. Taylor in the ruck against Sandilands. Umpire liked the contest. Pavlich rolls it to half forward. Tarrant coming off a poor game last week. Murphy's with him. Slaps it to Campbell Brown. Birchall was there waiting for him. And again they peel off. Sewell through a sea of purple at the moment. Campbell Brown wide. Stephen Gillum. He's got Taylor short. Ignores that and goes longer towards the wing. Good option as well. Clinton Young misses the target. Hodge getting back on it with Pavlich. What a great one-on-one that is at the moment. Hodge tries to dive in, lays the tackle, brings it down, and we'll get another ball up on 50.
Great contest from Luke Hodge. Real desperation his first week back in. He wants to certainly have a big impact for Hawthorn. Might have just got one arm up over the shoulder there when he did the tackle, but got away with it.
Hodge and Pavlich looking after each other. Sandilands with the palm down.
Knock it out if you can.
Umpire was hoping he could knock it down. There was no prior opportunity for the tackle by Mundy.
Sandilands won that contest. It'll be interesting to see how he goes here, but it went straight to a Hawthorn player, and this is where he dominates the ruck, but it goes straight to Hawthorn.
Which has been the major criticism of him. Ibbotson, just his
15, play on.
2nd opportunity. Hodge stole it, sends it towards the goal square. Franklin's first opportunity to go at it. Grover got a fist on it. Roughhead tries to keep it alive. and it either hit the behind post or it's a behind.
I like that, Dwayne. Look at this. Double, triple team. That's what you need to do, Grover. I mean, he took his own player out there, but, I mean, when you're so conscious about a forward and you're getting support like that, that's great teamwork.
Hit the behind post, so it's a ball in. McFarlane, kick half smothered.
Knock it out.
Rough head.
Knock it out.
But told to get it out, didn't get it out.
He was about to ping him, and then he saw the ball just move about a foot.
Came out. Came back in.
Star last week, Jared Roughhead, kicking 3 goals, 3 in that demolition of Melbourne that Hawthorn virtually used as a training run last week. Rioli tried to trap it, can't.
Knock it out. Knock it out.
Mundy lays another tackle. Still not coming free. It does now to Shamrock. Josh Carr had to wait for it. Kick away to the wing. Crowley's got a couple to beat here. Bateman one of them. And Bateman content to see it out of play.
Good contest there by Crowley. I mean, it was 1-on-2 there, possibly a third Hawthorn bloke coming in, but he just kept his poise and took the ball over the line.
He's got the job on Chance Bateman, and no surprise to see Josh Carr on Sam Mitchell.
And you saw the bench for the Dockers. Maybe a surprise to see Peter Bell starting on the bench for the Dockers. Shammer couldn't get it out. Neither can Xavier Ellis for the Hawks.
Take six. Take six.
Mentioned Hawthorn's demolition last week by 17 goals over Melbourne. Of course, the Dockers losing to Collingwood. But did have the lead for a reasonable amount of that game. And Matthew Pavlich, who wasn't spectacular last week, just the 1-goal one.
Not a bad contest either, watching Hodge and Pavlich go at it.
So he started well this evening. Centre of the ground to Mundy, dropped it, but worked out okay. Johnson over the head of Farmer, tries to get back on it. Tarrant tried to slip it to Farmer, but missed him. Kick around the body from Campbell Brown might be called deliberate. And Farmer he sensed it and sprinted over there, Jeff Farmer, to get the resultant free kick.
It was always going to be given, but you've got to feel for Campbell Brown. He's got he's facing his own goals 15 metres out. He knows his players coming to tackle him.
Jeffrey's got to kick this. He's one of the most unselfish players, and sometimes to his undoing. He needs to get a bit of form and confidence. Jeffrey needs to go back and kick this.
Only 8 games last year, of course, and he has missed.
Chose to go for the straight drop punt as opposed to running out, increasing the angle.
I'd like to just see him have more shots on goal. He's a great player in creating and bringing other players into the game, but Jeffrey needs to now, I guess at this stage, have more shots on goal.
Guerra, but poor kick to Tarrant. And the clearances from behind, where Hawthorn really saw Melbourne chase tail for most of the afternoon last week. Pavlich inside 50. Having an afternoon out at the moment.
Gee, he did that very well. He sized it up. He knew where his direct opponent was.
Yeah, once he pushed forward, it was Gillum that went to mark him, and Gillum tried to sit off so he didn't get in a strength battle.
Well, he didn't look at the ball.
It.
He didn't look at the ball. He became player conscious and or Pavlich conscious, and forgot his eye on the contest.
And Matthew Pavlich, 72 goals, 48 last year. Of course, the club record. He's never kicked a big bag here against Hawthorn. Never kicked a bag against Hawthorn full stop. Only kicked 1 last week and 1 against Hawthorn here last year. And he starts well.
Well, Jason, he's the one that's having the impact through the middle of the ground. He's already got a couple of clearances, got a free kick as well, but now pushing forward. Just wonder how long
he's come back into the centre square now, Jagger.
Yeah. But much talk about him going forward or into the middle of the ground during the week, and he started off doing that and certainly putting his side into a good position so far.
First 2 goals to the Dockers. These two teams only met once last year. It was here at Subiaco in round 7. Fremantle winning by 16 points. Ball back in the middle, and Sandlands, another decisive palm down, but again, no clearance for Fremantle. Stokes tried to get it out. Mitchell can't get it out, gets a push. Sandlands often hand on the ball, but Freo unable to clear it. Mitchell chips it wide. Ellis to Gillum. Ladson looks up, saw Roughhead inside 50, ignored him. Osborne. Stokes past Ibbotson, back to Osborne, can have a shot from 45. He misses.
Very lucky there, Fremantle get away with that. Osborne through the middle of the ground. You heard in the previous stoppage there, the umpire talking to him, but he was able to run through the middle with no attention. And Fremantle just got to be mindful that the players running through the middle, because that's what Hawthorn have been doing, particular in round one.
Jared, hold there.
Dodd.
Thank you.
Jared Roughhead being told not to take another step on the mark. Dodd finds Josh Carr, one of 5 premiership players on the Fremantle list. Of course, all of them bringing their premierships to the club. Josh Carr down the boundary line, and Campbell thumps it out of play. One of those premiership players was named in the side today, Mark Johnson, a new recruit from the Bombers, but didn't take his place in the lineup. Adam Campbell replaces him. Crowley put down by Bateman. Pavlich, another possession to Bell, who started on the bench and nearly put back there by the 2 tacklers, one of which was Stuart Dew.
He'd been on the ground for about 11 seconds, Peter Bell, and then just got hammered straight off it again.
Sandlands and Campbell tie up. Perfect knockdown this time for the clearance, Josh Carr. Rolling ball, Farmer.
Did that well.
Peak. Free kick to Farmer. So it was downfield after the handball. And Peak gets the free to Hayden.
They've started well, the Dockers. Certainly controlling things around the ground.
Rioli elects not to mark and thumps it out of play. Cyril Rioli. Second game for him. Kicked 1 goal, 1 last week. Campbell with a backward tap. Sam Mitchell through traffic, as he does so well. Tuck bumped, but he rode it like Lance Armstrong. Got the handball up to Sam Mitchell, to Campbell Brown. Back to Murphy. They normally come to the open side if they can. Gillum, Farmer at him. Gillum takes a magnificent mark.
Boy, that was a risky kick.
Still got players to the open side if they want them. Tuck.
Hasn't gone. Stay out, Jeff. Stay out.
They've been very good thus far, the Dockers, at putting pressure on Hawthorn, just stopping their run on.
Bit of a milestone for the Tucks today as well. This is the 500th game all up for Michael Tuck and his 2 boys as a father-son's combination in the AFL. And they're out after the Silvanis, who are in the 550s as the greatest of all time. Sewell, now Clinton Young. The chance Bateman, tough one this. And he marks it. Outmarked 2. Played for the 50, didn't get it.
It's 2 risky kicks that they've gotten away with, Hawthorn.
Clinton Young, you heard the call. Sends it long inside 50. Franklin and Roughhead fly. Get in each other's way. Hayden. Grover. Almost a turnover. Peak needs to get back. Stokes stole it. Ladson. Back inside 50. Long to Roughhead. Marks in the goal square.
Just read the ball a little bit quicker, didn't he?
He certainly did, but it was a good long kick by Ladson to the top of the square. And when you've got a tall with Franklin and Co up there, certainly gives them first opportunity to have a presence.
Umpire said he marked it centimetres outside the square, so pushed on an angle. It didn't matter. The Hawks have got there first.
Well, that's costly, that turnover coming out of defence there by Fremantle, because you turn the ball straight over. Ladson looks short, but this is what you like about when you've got such key players. Go to the top of the square. Gives them every opportunity. And there was a mismatch there with Hayden. But a nice steadier there for Hawthorn.
Coming off a 3-goal, 3-game last week. Got lost in the wash for a while, Jared Roughhead. People forgot that he was taken pick 2 in 2004 ahead of Lance Franklin, who went at pick 5. But the pair of them really starting to provide for the Hawks now. From the ball up. Hodge getting a feel of it in his first game of the year. Bateman back to Hodge, who towed it off the deck. Sewell couldn't pick it up. Bell can. Matthew Carr. Over it,
in trouble,
and he fell on it. Umpire knew it, put the whistle to his mouth, and then saw the ball come free. Bateman into the side of Carr. Rioli, Campbell shoots it back to Tuck, and now a good chance here for Clinton Young. Loads up and sends it long to Franklin from 4 deep. Can't get a fly at it. Hayden again, a turnover. Boyle from the pocket, tries the banana. That's unbelievable from there. Tim Boyle scores first.
Well, when you get a contest like that, and we'll see in the replay here, they are Buddy Franklin conscious, and they all went down like 10 pins, and bad turnover there. But the Hawthorn blokes were the first one to respond after the contest. That's a great check side left foot kick.
An opposite foot banana on the run. I don't know that you'd hit that too many times out of 100, but you only got to do it once, and Tim Boyle did it very, very well. They look, I mean, it's all square on the scoreboard, but they've just made the most of a couple of opportunities, Hawthorn. Fremantle have definitely had more of the play in the opening of this first quarter.
Tim Boyle, who was the Hawks' leading scorer the last time these two teams met, round 7 last year, kicking 3 goals against the Dockers, gets his first. Campbell, decisive, palm down to Mitchell, back to Campbell, Ellis, Tuck, numbers around the contest, Gillum to Sam Mitchell, who's free on the wing. Franklin calls for it long. Jew sees him, tries to hit his chest with a spear, but it trickled along the ground and made it easy for McFarlane. Hayden, Gilmore into trouble. Took on the tackler, back towards Hayden. Stolen by Campbell to Mitchell. He can go for goal or they can reload. He goes to the pocket, hoping for Rioli. Johnson's down there with him. And the ball out of play.
Well, he looked back. He looked at the square and didn't see any tall numbers. That was the issue there. But a little earlier on, Sam Mitchell made a conscious effort to hand pass it to Stuart Jew because he's a great kick of the footy. And lo and behold, he goes and kicks it straight along the ground.
Massive thump by Grover, almost a free kick. If that had gone over the boundary line on the full, it would have been a free to the Hawks. Anthony Grover. They're using the third man up.
That's against Campbell.
Okay.
Robbie Campbell, who was the ruckman, wasn't going after the ball. He just ran in and bumped out of the contest one of the Fremantle players. And he's been pinged for it.
And the third man up has been talked about this week. Peter German, Fremantle assistant coach.
You can hear the umpire there, Dwayne. He's just said you bumped him off the contest.
Peter German let the umpires know. Watch out for the tactics on Aaron Sandlands because they've been practising, well, he called them illegal tactics at Hawthorn this week. Dodd. He comes wide to the first gamer, Reece Palmer, for his first touch in AFL football. Pick 7 in last year's draft, Reece Palmer. Did play in the NAB Cup here for the Dockers. He gets the call to play on back to Luke McFarlane. Gilmore. Hayden. Lance Franklin comes at him, shrugged that tackle with ease. Roger Hayden. Franklin's still down as if he hurt himself. Matthew Carr.
There's a good passage of play for Fremantle. They just need to hold possession and deny Hawthorn and getting it, because they've just sensed Chase in the last couple of minutes Hawthorn getting into the game. If they can just hold them at bay here and go forward.
Grover almost chased down and brought down. Dodd. So Fremantle the first 2 goals, Hawthorn the last 2 goals. Kick towards the wing. Matthew Carr beaten for it by Stuart Jew's strength.
I just saw a moment ago Sam Mitchell already doing some damage for Hawthorn. He's up to 8 possessions, the most on the ground.
Stuart Jew started on the bench, coming off a 25 possession, 2-goal performance in his first game for the Hawks last week. To Clinton Young, towards Lance Franklin, front spot. Had plenty of it, but not quite enough in the end. Hayden, he's got the boundary if he wants it. Reece Palmer. Chip kick perfect to Matthew Carr.
They're on here.
Headland. And Headland can run. Ladson's coming at him. Farmer inside 50 as he called Jacko. He can hold it up. He's already had a sighter. Jeff Farmer.
On the break, on the fly, Fremantle are very impressive to watch because they've got the numbers, they've got the players who run very good and run healthy forward. I mean, Desi, he bolted to that outer wing and saw Jeffrey just back into that hole into his space. But I'd like to see him go back. Obviously, he's going to. And good start by Jeffrey. He looks threatening. He looks like he's going to get amongst it.
Kicked a bag of 7 against the Hawks a few years ago when he was wearing Melbourne colours. And he's on the board for his first tonight.
Well, I think if Fremantle are going to have a good year, Jeff Farmer has to have a good year, Jacko. You mentioned the thing that you want to see most is he needs just to have shots on goal.
Yep.
He does have a very team-orientated style of play. He loves to chip it to a player in a better position, but he also has the ability to kick goals from tight angles, to kick fantastic individual goals. And as you say, if he just starts having more shots on goal, It's going to reap terrific benefits for the Fremantle Football Club.
Great to see Jeff Farmer back and lively and playing great footy. Suspended by the AFL first 6 games last year for that eye gouge on Daniel Pratt in the NAB Cup, and then suspended by the club for a further 6 for disciplinary reasons. Hopefully he has a good year. Shammer couldn't get it out. Mitchell does. Gillam to Birchall. Clinton Young again. Took 15 uncontested marks last week, Clinton Young, in exactly that style. Found himself free on the wing so often. Can't hit the target here, Lance Franklin. Gets back on it. Johnson takes it to the line, doesn't run it over. Grover. Dodd. Confident Fremantle at the moment. Hayden. Shammer. And now the runner wide, Reece Palmer. The first gamer looking very good. To Tarrant.
Yeah, it's a great run out of defence from the Dockers. Good use of the footy.
Also needs a good game. Just the 6 possessions and 1 goal last week. Chris Tarrant. Bomb towards Sandlands, who has the reach. Was always going to mark that. Nothing really Osborne could do other than give a free away. And Sandlands pokes it to the lead. Pavlich front spot, can't mark it. Roughhead somehow got there with a fist. Rolls it along the line. Clinton Young.
They're going to man him up.
Tarrant can't shut him down. Boyle's on the move. In front of him, thumped away. Dodd, he can't grab it. Close to the boundary line. And Young, ridden across the boundary line, will get a ball in. Good contest so far.
Seven possessions to Clinton Young as well. This is the roughhead spoil on Matty Pavlich. Just went straight through the hands. Dropped the head.
Clinton Young, due. Now Tuck. Again, Franklin with 2 to beat. Beats them both this time. Held it low enough according to the umpire. The natives don't like that.
Well, he looked like, you heard it there clearly from the umpire, he controlled the football. He got the first purchase on it, just judged it well. His opponent ran underneath the ball. McFarlane just got a little nudge from Franklin, did it well. Did he control it? Well, that's probably debatable.
So the local hero, Lance Franklin, in many respects, one of the greatest players, the way he's playing, to come from WA in the last 10 or so years. And the left foot drop punt was never really in doubt, according to Lance, the confidence Lance. The goal umpire did a bit of movement.
Just got to be mindful, Fremantle, they're buddy conscious, but if you're going to be buddy conscious, you've got to have an impact at the contest. As this ball came in, all the Fremantle players virtually stayed on the ground. Someone has to be on the fly, and that's got to be Roger Hayden. He's got to come off 3 or 4 steps, and while he does it, he puts a big fist into the ball, and he wasn't able to do it. Plays into Lance's hands, and that'll do his confidence. He's been threatening it a little bit. He's been around the mark. He's leading hard. Good goal, buddy.
Country boy, as we mentioned, from WA, from a 15-kid school in Darwin, and the Franklins accounted for 5 of the 15.
Keep the knees and the elbows down. Got a presence here.
He and his 4 sisters.
Play on.
From the ball up, scores level again. Bell, free kick.
Well, the Hawks have made the move. Jared Roughhead, he is playing in defence on Matty Pavlich.
Peake just slapped as he tried to kick. Jew gathered the crumb to Taylor. Murphy. And now Tuck.
Play on.
Birchall. Boyle's short, he goes longer. Franklin 2 to beat again.
Yours.
Got knocked to the ear, no free. Campbell, well, he spent it before he earned it. Gathers it now, hands it off in the Franklin direction. Boundary line might beat him, tries to tow it off the deck, keeps it alive. Stokes around the body, Franklin tries to get it away, and it's through for a behind.
Very lucky there, Fremantle. They just had to kill the ball.
Play on.
So the Hawks in front.
Take it down.
3.5 minutes from quarter time. Sandlands. Josh Carr to Ibbotson. It's game number 2, and looked like a second gamer there. Didn't quite have the pace of it.
Let him go, thanks. Play on, Josh, Sam.
Chance Bateman.
Watch
Got
him
Stokes
back.
on in
Get up
space.
and out to him. Play on.
Didn't see him early enough. Holding the ball. And now the Dockers with an open forward line. 1-on-1 for Main. The first gamer can go for his first goal. Unselfishly to Farmer. He got pushed as he kicked. And it's out of play on the full.
Hit the line, good decision.
Okay, so it's bounced out. But Farmer, a little nudge to the back as he kicked that.
No, you're on your own there, Dwayne. A despairing tackle from Shields. It was all
Did
good.
drag him back.
Just wasn't sure what to do, Main, as he was running to 50, whether to try and draw and give it off or take the shot.
First touch he's ever had, so you can understand that. Ladson. And that's what an experienced player would do. Nick Ladson.
Well, it is, and it's not a bad choice. He had looked both ways. He looked at the options. He thought, no, we'll go and set up for a kick out.
Guerra to Murphy to Ellis. With an inch to spare. Xavier Ellis. And the number 8 this year. Danny Jacobs vacated over the summer. He sends it long towards the wing. Ibbotson down there with Sandlands again. And
oh, that's a generous
mark.
mark. That is generous. There were 3 sets of hands on it.
Tuck to Mitchell. About to get run down by Farmer. Sensed it at the last second. Dew. Birchall.
They've got to man this kid up.
Clinton Young, another uncontested mark.
9 for him, 10 for Mitchell, 9 for Tuck.
Amazing. Heads wide. Hodge. And the mark's been paid. Speaking of inches to spare. No, out of play on the full.
7 for Roger Hayden, the most for the Fremantle Dockers. Josh Carr with 6.
Almost through. They've kicked an own goal. Which is a behind in the AFL.
With Clinton Young, he's had the 9, Jason, but he's had 5 inside 50, so he's certainly...
He's being allowed to run and carry the ball.
Hayden. Stokes with the fly. Hayden collects it with ease.
Gee, they're on here if they can get it.
Crowley. And Stuart Dew's big fist stumps it away. And we'll get a ball in. Stuart Dew fisted that deliberately toward the boundary line after a year off. Has been spectacular. His first game in a bit with the Hawks.
He's had some opponents, Matty Pavlich. He started in the middle against Luke Hodge. He went forward and Gillum had him. Then Roughhead went down back to playing him. And now they've reverted to Campbell Brown, who did a lot of jobs playing on taller key forwards last season and did them very well.
Hodge, of course, suspended in that semi-final last year for striking Brady Rawlings. That's why he missed round 1. Mundy. Matthew Carr to Peter Bell. Hayden. Just a little fumble. Brought down. Got it back again. Almost threw it out. Sandlands lends a hand. Back to Hayden. A minute almost in this contest to quarter time, and might be the Hawks with the last chance of a score. Franklin to Sewell. That's a shocker. Johnson. Bell. McFarlane. And now Campbell. 50 seconds and counting. Crowley. A chance to attack here. Wrapped up by Campbell. Dispossessed. Murphy toes it out. Gilmore.
Oh, you're in trouble.
Nest of Hawks. And Xavier Ellis on the rebound to Boyle in the pocket. And he is a very accurate kick at goal.
It was a clever kick from Xavier Ellis. He had a look at the options and he just saw Tim Boyle backpedaling and just chipped it over the top.
Not only that, he identified that he had a short Ibbotson that was on him. So
it was very uncomfortable in the defensive role too.
2 goals, 2 last week. Tim Boyle already 1 so far this evening. What's likely to be the last kick of the term.
A shocker.
Let back.
So behind, and it's all about this kicking now for the Dockers. If they don't turn it over, we're at quarter time. Lee Colbert.
Just a quick one, Dwayne. Anthony Grover getting some attention. He actually, early in the first quarter there, back into a pack and knocked himself around. So hopefully he'll be all right, because the interchange will be all important tonight.
Perfectly measured kick just inside the boundary line of Peter Bell. And it's quarter time here at Subiaco. Evening game played in bright sunshine at Subiaco. It's been a warm afternoon, 30 degrees in Perth. Fremantle coming off that 26-point loss last week when they hit the lead and held that lead for a while against Collingwood. Disappointed with that loss in the end, but it's been a sparkling start for them. They've allowed Hawthorn back into it in the last 10 or so minutes. 3-2-20 to 3-4-22. And for Fremantle, Matthew Pavlich starting inside the centre square. Aaron Sandlin's Josh
What's up,
Carr.
boys? What's
And the first game of Reece Palmer in there with the experienced trio.
Contest,
We're
play on.
underway in this second term. Sandlin's down towards Pavlich. Josh Carr, no free. Ladson stole it. Sam Mitchell kick smothered. Birchall with the don't argue that worked on Peter Bell. Mitchell long. Roughhead flies, can't mark. Back of the pack, Boyle, slick. Rioli gets around beautifully. Hayden, he's got all the goods. Still Rioli.
Well, it was a good contest out in the wing to be able to fend off Peter Bell like that, but pace, and that's the order of this game. If you get your ball in there nice and quick, as Hawthorn just did, I mean, Cyril Rioli, we like to watch Buddy Franklin, but this kid's going to be special, Jason.
He's an exciting player, and the other thing that you just pick up there is he's adapted to the pace, the intensity very quickly, and the confidence just to dummy step inside and make sure of it. That's a fantastic composure for a bloke that's playing his second game.
That's the beauty of our game.
Free running the footy. He goes through.
Talked a bit about his heritage in the last couple of weeks. Nephew of the great Morris Rioli, and Michael Long, of course, related to him as well.
It's reasonable breeding.
Yes, it is. And Willie Rioli, the brother of Morris, was on Hawthorn's list
Good, thank you.
back in 1990. Didn't play a senior game there, though. And Cyril, junior boy as they call him, taken pick 12 in last year's draft. Josh Carr gets the Dockers toward half forward. Slick handball. Pavlich towards full forward. Almost a touch on it. Campbell Brown claims he got a finger on it. He did.
Hit the post.
Okay. Regardless, only a behind. That's why you aborted the argument. Xavier Ellis.
Well, not a lot to go to here. He's looking for some run, but not a lot coming.
Trying to get the switch here. Seems to go down the line.
Fremantle not allowing him to get the switch. He was called to play on.
Trouble.
Puts Birchall into pressure. So they get away with it.
Jesse, be careful of those, mate.
Birchall every game last year after a fine debut season in 2006. Grant Birchall, permanent fixture and a solid contributor in that Hawthorn defence.
Move it on. Yours, outside.
Short again, an uncontested mark. Clinton Young.
Oh,
Dangerous
no.
kick though. Made it tough for Rioli. Bell, Rioli, just in front. Underground handball was clever. Got it to the middle of the ground. Pavlich got it from Headland. Tried to look away handball, but unsuccessful. And Rioli steals it back again. Somehow weaves through traffic. Franklin pushing the back, surely. And he can line up from the 50.
He did that well, Jason. He absorbed the contest. He knew where Luke McFarlane was coming, but he protected the line of the football, won himself a free kick here.
Now this
did
will
that
be
very well.
This will be a good idea of the breeze too, because normally from this range he
kick
would be
him.
able to kick the journey. Now, don't know about the accuracy, but certainly the distance. He'll kick from about 52, 53. Whether he can do it into a slight breeze remains to be seen.
And Sandy Lands has gone to the goal square, so obviously realised he's going to drop and fall short.
He modelled his kicking style as a kid on the great Peter Sumich. The run out, the big left foot hook. Peter Sumich kicked many a great goal here. That's touched on the line. Sandlands. Hodge dives in. Caught. Over it. Will need to get it out in a hurry. Gone.
I was just going to say, good work by Hawthorn. 2 on the 5 to hold it up, but Hodge unfortunately sat on that football and was penalised accordingly.
Peak with a short pass.
Yours.
Farland got it from Dodd.
Michael, that's it. I got the mark. I got the mark.
Luke McFarlane called to hurry up to Hayden. Held up by Ladson.
That's it.
28 plays 21.
Knows how to get it, Roger Hayden, coming up for possession number 11.
Move it on. Play on.
You solid contributors in defence, as we did with Birchall. Every game last year, Roger Hayden, but that kick a shocker. Guerra centering ball to Luke Hodge. He's got plenty of options to go to. Jared Roughhead, all on his own, 49 from goal.
Once again, though, this will take a
skills.
very good kick.
It will, but going back to Roger Hayden, just that turnover, that's what costs or kills your direct teammates, because Hawthorn were able to repel very quickly and run into their forward 50.
From the 50-metre arc. Nice off the boot. Goal umpire does not move. Spectacular.
Well, you're right, Jacko, because as soon as you turn it over coming out of defence, the way the game's played these days, all your teammates have run to position, they've tried to run and create space, and a direct turnover like that didn't even come to a contest, went straight to the opposition, means they go bang, bang with a couple of quick kicks to players that are loose.
Can't play standstill footy, Fremantle. They need to be on the run. In that first quarter, they were just catching their opposition by surprise and moving that ball with pace, and they're playing right into Hawthorn's hands here.
Fourth season now for Jared Roughhead, and really starting to be a key up forward. Foil for Lance Franklin or full forward in his own right, depends on how you look at it. Sewell
Got his handball.
backtracks to Birchall. Sam Mitchell, no one to go to. Dangerous. Gillum. Osborne. Wide kick, boundary line might be a win for Hayden. Content to see it out in front of Cyril Rioli. Will get a ball in. Amazing how many great Indigenous players we've got playing in the competition now. 1 in 11 players, and it's soon to be about 1 in 10 or 1 in 9 the way we're travelling. Xavier Ellis, short. Franklin couldn't trap it. Rioli, magnificent tackle on McFarlane, and he will take the free. Cyril Rioli.
Well, the umpires do give you a good chance to get rid of it now, but if you get swung around in a complete 360-degree turn, you're done.
But look at the tackle. He pinned that arm. Couldn't get it out. It was too late and he swung him. That's a great technique. Not only is he an excitement machine, but a lot of the Indigenous players, Jason, and you're fair to say, they've always been very good tacklers.
Yep.
And speaking of those Indigenous stars that we have in our game now, Hawthorn went the best part of 3/4 of a century without any Indigenous players playing for them, and there is 4 playing for Hawthorn this evening. Another one, a WA boy, Mark Williams, back home, didn't make the cut. Cyril Rioli kicks the goal.
Well, once again, Buddy Franklin created the contest there because he had McFarlane. He just tapped the ball forward, but Luke McFarlane got back into it. It was a great tackle. Cyril Rioli is just at worrying stages now for Fremantle because Hawthorn just got on top, kicked the first 3 goals of this quarter.
Rioli from Melville Island and from Darwin, but as we mentioned last week, has settled into Melbourne very, very well because he's been living there the past 2 years and going to Scotch College in Melbourne. Tuck. Bell. So a little nudge, but a fall forward. Gilmore, play on advantage. Josh Carr, Des Handlin, he might be the spark. 65 from goal, sends it long. Pavlich in a one-on-one with Campbell Brown.
Yeah, he's paid against Pavlich because Pavlich took his eyes off
and engaged on Campbell to see where he was. So very good decision by the umpire. Well picked up early. There it is. There. Took his eyes off the line of the ball. Can't do that.
Well spotted. Guerra.
I'd like to know how many Ks he's run young because he is just going berserk out there.
That one almost a contested mark. He really did have to work to get off his man and be free by a couple of metres. Osborne to Boyle. Perfect pass. All eyes on Franklin and Roughhead now. Docker's getting players back. Dew fills the hole. He's ignored. Stokes. And now Hodge might have to fly here. He got the push out, Luke Hodge. Played for it perhaps. Didn't get it. Ibbotson gave it out to McFarlane. He didn't nearly have anywhere to go with it. Roughhead got a kick away, but it's bounced out of play. We'll get a ball in.
One good thing they're doing at the moment, Hawthorn, is when the ball comes into the 50, they're putting a lot of pressure on and not allowing it out easily. Something they've never had before are crumbing forwards like the Stokes and the Riolis, but they're also very good, as Glenn Jakovich said, at the defensive side of the game.
Rioli tapped it out, played for the free. Sam Mitchell, he pokes it towards goal. A bouncing, rolling ball, touched by Ibbotson on the line.
Have you ever seen anyone more laconic or casual about just touching it a centimetre before it rolled through for a goal?
As we see here in the replay, he just...
Oh, boy, did he get there? Did he get there?
There's a young fellow that he feels he's got a handle on things.
Second game, and not overawed by the situation there.
Thanks, Rick, right there.
But in all fairness, you raise that point, but young Ibbetson's, he's had 2 contests before in that first quarter. He was very laconic at it, and he'll have to pick up his tempo more if he wants to hold a spot in an AFL side.
Reece Palmer to Dodd, to Matthew Carr, and now Josh Carr keeps it inside the boundary line, caught by Osborne. Tie up. And the umpire will have to sort this out with the ball up. Now we're going to the third umpire here.
Yeah, just got there. They got there okay, but you'd just like to see a little bit more urgency, wouldn't you?
Almost had to pull out Snicko to see if he did touch it with his finger. Campbell shoots the handball back to Ladson and Clinton Young. Can he hit the target this time? Takes them on, gets around Johnson, pokes it towards Sam Mitchell. He's got 2 to beat, brings it to ground. That's a win. Stokes called the play on, was half held, and he rips Des Headland's shorts off.
That was good play.
Takes it out deliberately.
Good play by Desi. It was an important contest. Important contest because Stokes was on his way. It was just tapping and juggling in front of him, but important win this one here for Fremantle.
The natives a little restless at the moment. Hawks by 20 points. That to the back of the pack. Campbell shoots it to Mitchell, who's at the moment virtually tagging Pavlich, and vice versa when it's in the Hawthorn forward line. We'll get another ball in.
Hawthorn and Jason, to me, look like they're handling the heat a little bit better than the home side, because even Matthew Pavlich looked a little bit worse for wear in that last contest.
Roughhead palms it down to Hodge. It's half held before he even went for it. Didn't have prior opportunity, as you heard.
They have done a pretty good job on Luke Hodge. He's only had the 4 possessions. He's an important player for the Hawks.
Let him come, let him run.
From behind, Campbell got his hand on it in the end. Matthew Carr was over it, and now Osborne holds it in and gets done for holding the ball.
Josh Carr's free kick.
The umpire was obviously sick of balling it up.
Didn't get it out. Thanks.
Josh Carr,
Yeah, you
half
had it.
back.
You dived on it. Yours.
Gilmore through Reece Palmer's legs. Tough one to pick up though. Ladson to Clinton Young. They will have to shut him down at some stage, surely. To Boyle. Big fly, can't bring it down though. Gathers his own crumb. Tied up by Dodd. Umpire said no prior opportunity. Ball up.
Luke Hodge just waving to the bench, looking for some sort of attention.
Needs a spell perhaps. First game of the year for Luke Hodge in the heat. Gee.
I'll put a notice in. I'll have a look at it.
A bit of abuse.
Play on.
Lance Franklin picks it up with one hand.
Mine still.
Gives the don't argue with the other. Unsuccessful. Des Headland. But too slick for Mundy. To his own advantage. Stuart Dew hunts him down, and both content to see it out of play. Ball in.
Luke Hodge coming off, and he looks to be in a bit of difficulty. He signalled to the bench. He's now jogging off.
Injury difficulty or tired difficulty?
Well, I might go down to Lee Colbert. Do you see anything there, Colby?
No, mate, you're right, though. He did signal to the bench to come off, and but he was holding his hip, so I'm not sure whether he's got a cork in the hip. I'll just get back to you very soon.
Bateman to Sewell. Goal square. Under it, Mitchell, back of the pack. Edged Hayden under the ball. Slides it to Franklin. How do you like him, buddy?
One thing I'm noticing, Jason, is that a lot of the contests, there's a hungry pack of Hawthorn players here, outnumbering their opposition in 3s and 4s, and just an awareness that, knowing going back through the middle, but in that earlier stoppage, just sort of laconic, David Mundy, and he's only had the 1 handball. Fremantle have got a few passengers in a minute, and Hawthorn are taking up their slack, because you look at players like Young, Tuck, Birchall, not household names, but they're in the engine room and getting a lot of football.
I don't want to be accused of being biased, but that hand pass was pretty special from Sam Mitchell. I can't think of too many players in the competition that are actually a better hand pass than Sam Mitchell. He's brilliant.
From the ball up.
Got 15, play on.
You heard the call, Ladson.
Handball, play on.
And now Guerra. Hawks have got to run on here. And Stuart Dew dances through traffic. Sends a long ball. Franklin can't get there in front spot. Pavlich
Hold there, Lance.
takes the mark. 47 to 21. You saw the Dockers coach Mark Harvey on screen a short time ago. told the media, the press, to lay off his Dockers
Yours.
after their loss last week. Said, let us play a couple of home games and see how we end up. They play 3 home games in a row now, the Dockers.
Good pick up on the half volley.
Ibbetson's kick was made okay by Grover. Now Tarrant to Shammer. Runs to 50. Pokes the pass to Farmer. Got there but couldn't mark it. Guerra. Murphy. Ellis. Stuart Dew's strength. Shrugged the tackle. Back to Ellis. He's got Sewell and he hits him.
Good vision.
Poor kick.
Sandlin thumps it down. Reece Palmer. Kick smothered. And again the Hawks come up with it. Gillum caught. Dragged it in. And the umpire waits and says, I'll have it. Talked about your leader of this great footy club. There's one of them. Luke Hodge and Sam Mitchell. And they are the 2 leaders this year for the Hawthorn Football Club. Captain and vice-captain as Reece Palmer goes in and can't get it out. And those 2 players are the 2 players that Hawthorn got through the Trent Crode and Luke McFarlane deal to Fremantle. They got 3 draft picks in that deal, Hawthorn, and 2 of the players they took in that draft with those picks, Hodge and Mitchell. It's almost as if they named them captain and vice-captain for this game to rub it in. And on cue, Mitchell gets a possession to Dew, to Bateman. Handball out but not to a teammate, held too long.
Very fortunate chance, Bateman, because if that didn't come off, there were 2 or 3 Dockers ready to swoop on it and quickly rebound the other way. He took a risk.
But he had the awareness, Jason. He played that well. He knew what he was doing.
Bateman to tuck to Dew, who, as we know, can kick a long ball. Boyle's the target this time. Good fist by Dodd. Mundy had it but lost it. Grover mops it up. Johnson. Bell. Pavlich. And just hacks it towards Farmer on the wing. Guerra almost threw Farmer out of the way.
That's 50, I think. No, I thought Tarrant pushed Murphy into him. I thought the umpire was going to pay it, but he hasn't.
Bring Guerra short to Birchall.
Trouble.
Gets straight through Peak a little too easily.
Correct.
Franklin. Good punch from McFarlane. He's got a hand in there. Bell, Dodd, Peak, Farmer. Need to hit a target with this kick. It's in the Josh Carr direction, and Gillum thumps it towards the boundary line. The 2 Port Adelaide players going head to head. Josh Carr and Stephen Gillum will get a ball in.
There's the collision between Murphy and Guerra. You called it very well, Dwayne. If I was Mark Harvey, I'd be really disappointed with Brett Peak. He let Birchall get around him way too easily.
Sandlin's ball. And 50, and Sandlin will kick a goal from 3 metres out. Lee Colbert.
Hodgie will be all right, boys. He's back on the ground, just a tight back.
Good news for Hawthorn there, but I dare say the mood in the coach's box would be rather angry at the moment. Just hear the umpire telling him he delayed the game.
Well, he played just 15 games last year with that groin problem, Aaron Sandlins. They need a fit and firing Aaron Sandlins to have a tilt at the finals, and he has nailed it.
Well, a much-needed goal from Fremantle. Very important in just the last 3 or 4 contests that really got in and got dirty, and that's what they're going to need to do, because the Hawthorn are leading the way here, as we've seen the free kick there. And then obviously the 50-metre penalty, something that they need, and good for Aaron Sandlands. He's been a competitor. He's been getting his hands on the ball, and now he's added and kicked a goal for himself. So hopefully this can propel Fremantle to get a few back-to-back.
Margin back to 20 points. We're about to tick into time on second term. Hawthorn led by 2 points at quarter time. Sandlin's in the ruck.
It's gone the other way this time.
Okay.
We see so many free kicks at ruck contests these days, and quite often when the whistle goes, the 2 ruckmen don't know which way it's going either.
Taylor in his 50th game. Simon Taylor finds Tuck with a nice pass. He has Franklin on the move. Tough one for Lance, and McFarlane beats him for the 2nd time in a row. Handball not so good. The turnover. Tuck. He's got Boyle. Just needs to hit him in the pocket. Boyle gets back and has marked it on the line.
And he's just got to take his time and run out and kick it around the corner. Fremantle needs to get someone on the side of the mark very quickly.
Won't be allowed. He runs around, kicks the goal. Will need to come back.
But that should at least tell the Fremantle players exactly what he's going to do. And Ibbotson needs to close in at the side of the mark.
You've got to be 5 metres away.
Headland's coming in as well. Now that's smart. They need a couple in there.
But it's a good thing that Boyle did that, because his dress rehearsal, a practice shot on goal, which he knows he executed, he kicked it.
It's against Sider, isn't
Well,
it?
that's right, and he's been patient about it, as we see. He's picking the ball up, he's taking his time. It's only going to take 2 or 3 steps. Comes out, and he will kick this goal.
Okay, now he's allowed. Out he comes. He had the Sider. You're spot on, Jacko. And he's nailed the goal.
There's nothing better than being right, Jack. On the smug look on your face after he kicked that goal. You set it up beautifully.
But I liked his body language, Jason. Look, he took this mark and he didn't rush back and look inside. I mean, sometimes if they're on, they're on. But he went back, he had that dress rehearsal, so he knew what he had to do. And that's good football. You like when a player shows that composure, goes back, kicks a very important goal at an important time, because it looked like Fremantle were threatening. And that's a good answer to Fremantle's goal.
Two goals now for Tim Boyle, and headaches for that man, Mark Harvey. For Peter German on his left. 4-3 to 8-5. Sandlin's in the ruck against Campbell. Josh Carr with the clearance. Didn't hit a target with the kick. Birchall gets back. Peak lays a better tackle this time. Unrewarded though. Campbell Brown's thrown out of the contest. Pavlich dives in. Tackle by 2 will get a ball up.
You know, Daniel Gilmore's up to 9 possessions, which isn't a bad return when you look at it at face value. But the problem he's got is he's actually picking up Travis Tuck. And Travis Tuck is up to 14 possessions and maybe just sneaking under the guard of the Doggers.
Stuart Dew having an enjoyable evening at the office. Campbell got it out, but to Bell. Handballs to Sandlands. High kick, goal square. Big fly, Campbell Brown thumped it down in the Pavlich direction. Almost a toe on it. Birchall takes it through. Hit the post. And he's hurt himself.
He was a despairing slide to try and get boot the ball, and it just didn't give him a kind bounce.
Clinton Young. That will go down as uncontested, but again, it was his work rate that allowed him to get 2 metres on Monday.
Oh, 50.
And 50.
You can hear that against Chris Tarrant. You can't block him off the footy. Now this will bring him into goal-kicking region. You know, that's a very short 50, I think.
Wastes no time. Tough kick. Hodge is down there with 3 Dockers around him. Hayden, Dodd and Grover will get a ball in.
Clear instructions from the umpire there to Chris Tarrant.
Well, having a glorious evening, Chris Tarrant at the moment. Just the 4 possessions. Coming off that poor game last week. Free kick against Buddy Gilmore.
Jacko, at what stage do you weigh up what Matthew Pavlich is giving you in terms of impact playing on the ball? He's had 9 possessions and been a solid player. Or do you throw him forward and try and get him in a position to kick 4 or 5 goals for you?
Well, at some stage you'd like to isolate him, because one-on-one he's one of the best in the competition, probably other than Jonathan Brown. But he needs support, Jason. That's what it's going to take. He needs players like Pete, Mundy, obviously Tarrant we spoke about. These guys got to come in and support and help him along the way.
Crowley's kick was out of play on the full. Had Matthew Carr, just needed to hit him, or at least put it in a direction that allowed Matthew Carr to take a step or 2 from the boundary line. They've turned it over again. Birchall, the recipient of the free, all the way back to Campbell Brown. Straight down the corridor. Franklin's calling for it long. It's lower to Boyle. Takes the mark. Franklin stays out of the goal square. Boyle just pops it up in hope. Free kick to Osborne. Get the opportunity to come back. He hadn't heard the whistle.
Hodge one out in the square.
Bateman sends it in that direction. Hodge and Hayden. Hayden, Hodge. Fingernail on it. Behind. 5 minutes to half time. Gilmore. And now Peter Bell. 54 to 28.
Shammer's worked hard here, but oh, poor kick.
And Birchall might be content to see this out. Peter Bell, you can see on his face he was disgusted with himself, and yet another 100% possession situation back to a 50-50 through a skill error. Bell, Sandlands.
Yeah, good kick.
There's Headland, needs to get there. Magnificent. Michael Osborne, body on the line, made the commitment, took the mark and gave to Jew.
I was about to wrap up the kick from Sandlands, which was going to find Headland in space, but that was just brilliant.
Clinton Young to Mitchell, run down by Chris Mayne. The first game had got him, but he got a kick away. Headland spears it to Farm. Lee Colbert.
Yeah, Clinton Young, he's been everywhere, boys, and Dave Mundy's just come off the ground, had to work on his hip flexors because he's been chasing poor old Clinton around for the whole first half.
David Mundy, 26 possessions last week against Collingwood. Their best player in that loss, virtually, Dave Mundy. Getting a bit of it now. Gilmore to Hayden. He's got Ibbotson short with the handball. Took them on. Went to Tarrant instead. Slung. Back to Hayden. Xavier Ellis with the 360 drag down, holding the ball.
Gee, there was a great chase from Luke Hodge, who's got his hands on his knees, gasping. He chased Roger Hayden just a couple of times. He couldn't quite get there, but he put enough pressure on to cause the turnover.
Ellis to Guerra to Stokes. Michael Osborne. Speaking of last week, 25 possessions and 3 goals won last week. Michael Osborne.
Just about his best game for the club, Dwayno. He's one that obviously is under pressure to hold his spot with new players coming in, but he's doing everything right at the moment.
77 games he's played. He's yet to get a Brownlow vote, but as you suggested, he might get one for last week's game. He was spectacular. Clinton Young, another mark, and Chance Bateman can't take it this time. Got 3 to beat. He did. Into the pocket and out of play is a win for Chance Bateman here. Dockers with the numbers. Crowley, McFarlane. A couple of possessions each, and now Gilmore can run if it sits for him.
What's he got ahead of him?
Only Grover short. Grover no one to go to. He's got Hayden long, almost too long to attempt to pass to Dodd. Back inboard, Gilmore, Headland, Ibbotson. Headland. Matthew Carr, little fumble. Clinton Young pushing the back, not paid.
Had to be a free kick to Matty Carr.
And Tuck might get it. That rubs salt into the wound.
Well, they missed one there because Clinton Young just runs straight into the back and high over the shoulder of Matty Carr and somehow got away with it.
Chris Tarrant's given away another one. Sam Mitchell. Shape to play on. Didn't take a step.
Yeah, that's a tough one, isn't it?
Luke Hodge. And now Franklin. Front spot, position A. And almost, but not quite. Played for the free. Dodd. Oh, wrapped up.
Trouble.
And it's getting uglier by the second for the Dockers. So it'll come back. It was a goal.
Yeah, you got a hand in the middle of the couple of grabs there, Luke McFarlane. And I tell you what, Jacko, he's troubled Lance Franklin because he's had the pace to stick with him.
That's it, and he's just worried him out in the aerial contests. But when you're like that, and probably not going in the best of days, you're creating around you, and it's the Hawthorn support crew around Buddy that are getting themselves amongst the footy and causing Fremantle a few problems.
This will be a good look at the kick of Cyril Rioli and whether he can go the journey from the marks right on the 50.
Okay, that's your line there.
All-Australian under-18.
Now, this
the
is
under-18 carnival last year.
This is not good. It's 1 against 5 down on the goal line.
Runs to 52. Strikes it nicely. It's drifting.
Got the distance easily. He was one out rough head. He had Sandlands, he had Grover, Ibbotson was down there, Dodd was down there. If it fell short, they were in all sorts of trouble, Hawthorn.
Terrible kick in. Dodd mopped it up to Ibbotson. Now Bell, although it's about to be cut off by Ladson. And with 1 minute 14 left on the clock to half time, the Hawks can reload here from a half-forward flank. And the ball in. Osborne gets a Shepherd, keeps it inside the line and gets some time to move. Hodge content to see it across. Ball in.
Straight back, Luke. Thank you.
Luke Hodge, one of those back this week. Still a couple out through suspension. Shane Crawford and Jordan Lewis still out through suspensions for the Hawks.
No advantage, just thrown to the ground.
So a Hawthorn free kick with 52 seconds left on the clock to half-time.
Well, important here, Fremantle getting numbers. But Gilmore and Sandilands getting down there. They've got to stop here in this last minute. Not allow Hawthorn to get a goal before half-time.
Brad Sewell, best and fairest last year for the Hawks. Maybe knows how long left. Every Fremantle player forward of Campbell Brown as he kicks this from one back flank to the other.
Yeah, they should be able to block it up from here.
Thomas Murphy to Stephen Gillum. Little push from Johnson, and that really wasn't needed.
Well, it wasn't.
That'll allow Hawthorn one last inside 50 in the hope of a mark. Franklin leads to the pocket. He's got about 8 to beat. To Tuck. And he loads up. Franklin and Roughhead. 2 on 2. Ball thumped down. Dying seconds. Fremantle just need to take this away. Hayden. Pavlich. Reece Palmer. Can they hit a target inside 50? Little drop by Shammer. And it's half-time here at Subiaco. And the home team, again, has some work to do. Hawthorn's performance last week, a 17-goal smashing of the Melbourne Football Club, let everybody know they will be one of the teams to beat wherever you meet the Hawks this year. But the Fremantle Dockers also have the finals in their sights, and they'll need to win a good percentage of their home games if they're to get there. Big job ahead in the second half. 8-7-55 Hawthorn. Fremantle 4-4-28. So a big job for Anthony Grover in the second half. 8-7 plays 4-4. Sandilands and Taylor to go out in the ruck. Sandilands with the palm down, but again they don't get the clearance from it. Sewell gave it to Young. To half forward, bouncing ball. Hayden beaten for it easily by Rioli. Superb pass to Franklin. Ran him into the goal square and he goals. It took only seconds.
Well, Rioli, I mean, just an awareness. If we see this, I guess, on the footage here, he didn't overcommit. He could have put his hands on the back here. What he did, he just waited, and that was beautiful play.
And just worked Hayden under
That's
the ball.
what he did. He didn't overcommit, and I mean, that's it. A quick kick inside their forward 50, and Buddy's on the scoreboard.
Josh Carr quickly off the bench and into the middle of the ground for the Dockers. Worst possible start for Fremantle, though.
Mark Harvey with the phone, but maybe not sure what to say. Just seconds old the second half, and Franklin has kicked his third. Sandlin's in the ruck, and again he wins the palm down, but to Sewell, to Young, Ladson. Franklin's on the move. It's in his direction. Front spot. Can't take the mark, but crumbs it. Shoots it through Ladson. Hodge shrugs the tackle. He's a long kick at the ball. Runs to 50. It's across the face. Boyle got a touch on it.
Well, the goal umpire has signalled to the boundary umpire that it was just too long, out of bounds on the full. But the worry already with the move of McFarlane going forward is Franklin has drawn the ball both times it's gone down there and looks a lot more likely to get it.
Pavlich, big fly. Jude just stood there and let him jump on him. Knew he wouldn't mark it if he did. Ellis, it was clever, around the body to Jared Roughhead.
He'll just go back, size this up.
He has done a lot of work on his goal kicking, Jared Roughhead, in the off-season. He has a basketball background, was a late start to the game, but has worked very, very hard on it and looks to be a lot more efficient these days. Hope he doesn't let me down here, Dwayne. Tough kick.
It is.
And he shanked it.
Across the face, maybe still in play. Hodge with the leap, but no mark. Only a behind, so a let off for the Dockers.
I don't think Grover's the man for Buddy.
Tough
see Dodd in.
Sorry, Jacko. Tough kick to mark, but Hedlund made it okay. It's wide to Peter Bell. There's the ring. That gentleman's got about another 20-odd games to ring that bell before Peter retires. Good fist from Tarrant. And now Reece Palmer, the first gamer, gives it up to Mundy. He's got Pavlich free, hits him, but he's too far out to score.
Oh, that is a tough 50. Yeah. That is a very tough 50 because Matty Pavlich went sideways off the mark. He was going to wheel onto the right foot, and unfortunately Mitchell anticipated that. Too quick for the umpire, and he's been pinged 50.
Yeah, smart play. He sucked him in. He just knew what he was doing there, Matty Pavlich, because he had a player who was Josh Carr coming out on this boundary side. So he was either going to play on or flick it over to him, but it drew Mitchell to him. So smart play by the captain.
And importantly, a quick answer for Freo to the Franklin goal in the second half.
For his second, drives it through, and he could be the man, Matthew Pavlich.
Well, they certainly do hurt you, but what Fremantle need to do now is stem some momentum from this and get back-to-back goals. They need to do that to get themselves back into the game, and once again it's called by their skipper to do that, but they need a good support role here as they move in the middle of the ground, meet in the middle of the ground. They've got to start winning Aaron Sandiland's tap, just make good use of his dominance.
Pavlich back into the middle for this centre bounce. Sandlin's in there. Sam Mitchell, see the look on his face.
Arms down, boys.
Virtually laughing it off there, Sam Mitchell. Taylor stands under it. Sandlin's with the palm down. Josh Carr almost had it. Osmond tries to shuffle it out, but Sandlin's gets it back again to Ibbotson, who throws it away. Ladson, and now Taylor. Just working it around. Xavier Ellis.
Oh, dreadful kick.
It was.
They blew an opportunity there, Hawthorn. Xavier Ellis. He had too many options at his disposal.
Dodd cut it off, gave to Mundy, and now Bell. That could be 50.
Nearly 50, that one.
It was more 50 than Sam Mitchell's 50. Short. Pavlich.
No!
Starting to get his hands on it a bit now. The fourth-time best and fairest thumps it towards Sandlands, who's got the reach and uses it. Handed it off. Ibbotson lucky there, another fumble from him.
He was, and that's something they've got to pick up, some of the young players, especially Ibbotson. He's double-touched it, double-handled it a couple of times here. The handball was on, but or the play was on, but he just had to...
Headland to McFarland, who, as you mentioned, gentlemen, has started his third term as a forward.
And this is where this move can all of a sudden become genius if it pays immediate dividends. A straight kick, and sometimes it's as simple as that. That's the difference between a move working and a move not working.
And also adds that they have to shuffle the back line for Hawthorn, so it forces the coaching staff to make a few moves.
Began his career at the Hawks. East Fremantle boy who came home, knows where they are, and the Dockers are on the way back.
I'd suggest Luke McFarlane's another man that's improved his kicking out of sight over the years, because he had a very awkward kicking action when he first started out in league football. A terrific pass from Des Headland, finding McFarlane, who's very, very quick on the lead. He'll have a pace advantage over Steve Gillum, no doubt about that. Gillum will rely pretty heavily on a few of his teammates to chop out those spaces that McFarlane will be looking to lead into.
Back to a 22-point margin. Alistair Clarkson now trying to work the changes with Damien Hardwick.
A bit of discrepancy here. We've got 22 points. The scoreboard says 21.
Okay, we'll check that out shortly.
Play on!
Carr beaten for it by Hodge, handed to Sewell, and now Sam Mitchell. He's got Franklin calling for it long. He's not in a one-on-one. He's got Hayden to fly against, who is backing back. Franklin, he's a genius. Caught by one hand, still got it away.
Yeah, but he was being held all the time. Had to be pinged.
But did he have prior opportunity when he grabbed it?
Jack, I'm going to go past him in the mid-zone. Jack, I'm in the mid-zone.
He was held as he gathered it, so...
Jack, I'm in the mid-zone.
Did he have prior opportunity before he was held?
You might be right, Dwayne. It was a little bit tough on the replay.
Mundy, short, Crowley might be held up. He played on into Ladson, who read it well, held off him. Xavier Ellis a slip.
In the back.
Got a lucky one there.
No, Daddy said no.
Lee Colbert on the boundary line.
Keep an eye on, boys, the Matty Pavlich, Sam Mitchell battle. They are going head-to-head, but Pavlich's instructions are do the centre square and then push forward and try and hurt Mitchell closer to goal.
Ellis to Gillum to Hodge.
Play on.
He's got Clinton Young. 55 from goal.
Well, if he wanted to go the journey, he just about could. He's a terrific kick. The one thing that lets him down at times is accuracy. Nothing wrong with the range of his kick, though.
Wearing Joel Smith's old number 11 this year, was 45 last year. Nice off the boot. Just touched on the line and kept in. Hayden ran into trouble. Rough head. Osborne, he snaps and goals.
Well, Hawthorn are very good at just mustering a goal from a contest that's probably not going to be there, and that's what happens. I mean, Osborne, he was just creeping. He came from this outer side wing, and he was just creeping up, and no one was paying him attention. As you see at the top of the screen, he's free. He's still waiting. Hasn't got a man. Pops out, snaps over the shoulder. Easy goal in the end for Hawthorn.
You can see that the Freo players looking for high contact, but the umpire clearly said he was just standing there. It wasn't high.
Mentioned he's coming off his best game perhaps of his 77-game career last week. Michael Osborne had that internal bleeding problem last year which hampered his season. But a timely goal there. Campbell in the ruck for the Hawks against Sandilands. This time they get the clearance. Headland through traffic nicely. Lead comes. Farmer's down there and flies. He got in McFarlane's way. Gillum. Jew. Dangerous kick over the head of Murphy. Turnover. Reece Palmer keeps it alive to Tarrant. Tries to find a target. Misses straight to Campbell Brown. Dispossessed. Campbell. High bomb. Josh Carr flies. Can't mark it. Dives back in to Pavlich. Now Peter Bell back with the flight.
Well, they've created something out of nothing, the Dockers. The Hawks had a couple of opportunities to clear it. A couple of players clashed going to the ball. It spilled to ground level once again. A little bit of tunnel ball there from Josh Carr. And just the quick kick forward. Peter Bell in space. Now, he's the sort of man that is pretty reliable with the footy in his hands. You expect him to make pretty short work of this kick.
He is within range. He kicks like an only child, as if he's got to go and get it. And he does drive it through from 30 metres out.
Well, Jason, you sense the tempo has lifted from both sides, in particular to Fremantle. The last two goals have been goals where both sides have had to muster it. Hasn't been pretty, hasn't been clean, but a bit of tunnel balling, like you mentioned, and the ball just pops out. And you've got smart players like Bell and Osborne at the other end who just find the right space and go in the dangerous area. But Fremantle need to now get consecutive goals to claw their way back into it.
Matty Pavlich has gone forward. It's not a bad looking forward line now when you've got McFarlane, you've got Pavlich, you've got Tarrant as the talls and Jeff Farmer at their feet. Lot to like about the structure.
Could be the making of their season if they can come from over 30 points down, the Dockers, and grab this one back. Sandilands, nice palm down, straight to Josh Carr. His kick wide, but Peter Bell, if it bounces kindly, and it wasn't, it was unkind. Stuart Jew hunts him down. 2 on 2, Jew, Bateman, Crowley, Bell, boundary line beats them all. Ryan Crowley being told by the umpire to be careful. He won't mind that. From the ball in. Bell caught high by Bateman.
Free kick. Bell.
Getting some important touches now.
They've got some momentum, the Dockers. They need to build on it.
Gilmore.
Play on. Yours.
And now Pavlich. Can he get there? He can't. Campbell cut it off.
Well, Sandilands dragged his direct opponent in that space. I mean, you've got to be a bit more aware. Matthew Pavlich is the go-to man. Don't crowd his space or back lead into it.
Campbell Brown.
Nothing long ahead. You've got Roger Hayden just filling up the space, so he's got to look short.
Michael Osborne to Sewell. Read that beautifully. Gilmore may have hurt himself. He's coming off. Sewell kicks long in the Franklin direction. Backs back, got hands on it. Couldn't take the mark. Johnson almost into the back of Roughhead. Slung 2 full circles. Mundy. Good tackle by Franklin. Dispossessed. Rioli gave it to Sewell, short to Roughhead.
I just want to say to Roughhead here, this is his goal. and he's earned this goal because he had a 1-on-3 contest. He kept that ball alive. He could have taken it over the boundary line, caused a boundary try, but he just kept persisting, and then he found himself. He just ducked back into the pocket, and he's having a shot on goal. He's the one who's worked hard for it, and that was good play by Ruffy.
Had a sighter from here a few minutes ago.
And
missed to the opposite side.
Overcorrected. Well, there are a couple of let-offs for the Dockers, but great defensive work from a big bloke in Jared Roughhead.
Play on.
Carr to Shammer. Back to Josh Carr. The old 1-2. Bounces outside defensive 50. The look-away handball did work in the end. Byron Shammer shrugs the tackle. To Headland. It's a different Dockers in this second half. Tarrant can't mark it. Birchall with him. Tarrant fights on. Through legs, Sewell. Campbell. Shammer's got a couple of beat on the outer side. And now Reece Palmer steals it. Can he deliver? Sandlands is short. And he backed the big man in. Even Sandlands couldn't quite reach that. Headland. Tucked up against the boundary. Tarrant to Headland.
Loose players everywhere.
Touch play on. Main, the first gamer. Outside 50 to Bell. Campbell ran into Bateman, dispossessed. Stokes down the middle. Clinton Young. He can send the long bomb forward. Franklin's calling for it. He's on the lead in his direction. Gets there and can't get the second grab. Hands in the back against Johnson.
Good pressure. I mean, when you've got a forward leading up like that, it's a well-weighted kick. And it was Young again with a forward inside 50.
You were worried about that matchup of Grover and Franklin. Looks like they've swapped. Grover's gone on to Boyle and Michael Johnson on to Franklin.
Stay out of the mark.
Tough kick from outside 50. He's got 3, Lance Franklin. Already his biggest tool ever here at Subiaco. For number 4. To return some breathing space to the scoreline. Kissed it sweetly, but it's drifting across the face.
Well, they've had a couple of opportunities there, Hawthorn, and they just keep that door open for Fremantle. Their last 3 shots on goal, they've pushed them wide.
Grover allowed to play on, even though there's still another ball on the ground at the moment. Shammer. See the other ball there in the pocket. Josh Carr.
Last couple of times the Dockers have run it out. There's a lot to like about it because they've been prepared to take some risks. They've taken the Hawks on and really run hard.
Crowley down the line towards Johnson. Good fist from Campbell. Thumped it across the line. Michael Johnson missed the first 4 games last year with that over the top, perhaps suspension for the head high bump on Lachlan Hansen during the NAB Cup. Almost hampered his season right from the start. Sewell to Ladson, and now Mitchell. It's the call to play on because he's got Clinton Young who can take an uncontested mark. Well, he dropped it, but he runs to 50 on the left.
That's the thing that continues to let him down.
Lee Colbert on the boundary.
Daniel Gilmore's just come off, getting some attention on his left leg. He looks like he's okay, but just having a few words to the physios, boys.
Now Dodd played on over the boundary line.
Off your line. Going out of bounds.
It'll be a ball in forward pocket for Hawthorn. Tough.
He's played a super game, Clinton Young. He's got 21 touches, the most on the ground. You can just see here, that is a tough decision, isn't it? I would have thought that's fine.
Technical. Very pedantic, isn't it? From the ball in, Dodd to Ibbotson. That was clean hands that time. And now Reece Palmer with a second gamer to the first gamer. Back to the first gamer and Chris Main. And now Pavlich.
Good space forward if they move it quickly.
Lead comes from McFarlane into the pocket. Gillum gets there. He might mark this. Told to play on. Got crunched. And Reece Palmer takes it across the boundary line.
Very well done by Gillum. He left his direct opponent who was going back to the goal square, made a decision, went over to help his direct teammate with a good spoil.
Taylor with a slap down. Hodge forced to tackle Josh Carr. Heard the call to knock it out. Chris Main, number 23. Chris Tarrant. Headland plays for the free and gets it.
He played for it and got it. You're spot on. Mitchell again. He's been a little bit unlucky with a couple of decisions that have gone against him, Sam Mitchell. but that's the luck of the draw. You can see he's the one that attacks the ball, Des Headland. The ball spilled loose in the tackle, but it was the throw to the ground that cost him.
Slung him, so...
Now, this is an important kick. This gets them inside 20 points, give them that real sense of belief, brings the crowd into it, consolidates the momentum that they've got.
Doesn't like it from the moment it hit his boot. Out of play on the full. And Des Headland.
Probably entitled to hit something, aren't you?
Heard the call, 3 of them. Short. Birchall. Half a metre Des is Des Headland. It's game number 148 for Des Headland. So he's a very experienced player now. Needs to do better in those situations. Short to Mitchell. Inside 8 minutes for 3/4 time. Dockers have been fighting back, but have kept the momentum going.
Oh, he's in trouble.
Just got the handball in time to Guerra. And now Thomas Murphy, who turned 22 years of age this week. Short to Campbell Brown. Got one to the ear. Back to Murphy.
Out in the full.
Wide kick and spot on. Over the boundary line.
Jason, they're not attacking. Hawthorn has just gone in there shallow, and what this does, it'll invite Fremantle into the contest because just got a little bit sloppy, just on the back foot a bit. They've got to keep attacking because there's a long way till this game is over.
Headland spears it to Chris Mayne inside 50. And the first gamer with his parents here as well, Leanne and Stephen, watching on. Mayne with the flowing mane. A chance for his first goal in AFL football.
Another classic case of the kick. The kick, there's the family up there enjoying it, but that's a classic case of the kick dictating where the forward had to go. He just chipped it in front of the contest and made him come forward.
He played in the NAB Cup earlier this year, but this is his first goal. Welcome to the big time.
And good to see all the Fremantle players get over there and congratulate the first gamer as he comes off to the bench for a bit of a rest. But important times now for both Hawthorn and Fremantle, but in particular Fremantle will call themselves back into this game. Continue to win the contested possessions now. The ground, they've certainly got better in that area because before half-time they were getting beaten comprehensively.
Chris Mayne gets a rest for his trouble, wearing the most worn jumper in the Fremantle Dockers history, the number 23, worn by Shane Parker, the game's record holder here. In fact, he's only the second player, Chris Mayne, ever to wear the 23 for Fremantle. And the ball up, they're fighting back.
Holding Luke Hodge. Luke Hodge, free kick.
You heard the call.
No, you pulled him down, Daniel.
3 goals the margin.
On there, Brett.
Hodge. Clinton Young out wide. Ibbotson chases him down, takes the mark, brings him down.
Great tackle. Brilliant tackle. Now that's the desperation we were looking for a little bit earlier on in the game when he casually tapped one over the line. That's the sort of desperate chase that lifts your teammates. Saves a shot on goal.
Palmer, speaking of Chris Mayne's mum and dad, Reece Palmer's mum and dad, Dawn and Colin, also here watching their boys' first game.
What the youngsters have shown already, Dwayne, is they use the ball very well. Good skills.
Kick towards the wing and a slap on Matthew Carr was high. Dockers with the momentum. 6 minutes from 3/4 time. Matthew Carr started on the bench tonight.
He's got McFarlane short if he wants him. Ignores him.
Just a pop up and hope. Almost but not quite from Campbell. Peake slung out of it.
Just got to be better from a technical point of view, Jason. Hawthorn have got a little bit lazy there. They've given a couple away, and it just...
The difficulty is, and you can see there,
he's committed.
Luke Hodge's head is behind the players. We see an uncontested mark here to McFarlane. When you sling the player and you've got your head behind his back, you can't tell when the ball comes loose.
Yeah,
and you're told to throw a player to the ground. But it makes it difficult.
They did say this year at the start of the year, players have a responsibility to be vigilant, not to sling the bloke because they're wary of the head hitting to the surface very hard.
Kicked 3 goals against Collingwood last week in round 1. Luke McFarlane already won in this term. He's got 2 for the night, and the Dockers are charging.
Wasn't a bad celebration either, Jacko. Take me through that.
Well, he turned right straight into the crowd and pumped him up. And I mean, that's good for his confidence. He's done the job. Down back on Buddy Franklin in the first half. Gone forward. He's kicked too. So he's propelled his side into now 12 points from Hawthorn in this game. And he needs a couple of more players to join him.
It's a good celebration.
2 goals for the quarter for Luke McFarlane. Spent the first half on Lance Franklin in defence. Push forward, doing his job. Important clearance here. Taylor with the knockdown. Farmer the toe poke. Sandlands gets his own clearance. Palmer from 55 towards the goal square. Josh Carr down there, thumps it to Peter Bell. Tucked into the pocket, takes them on, keeps it alive. Crowley, he was clean bowled by it. Murphy can take it through for a behind.
Reece Palmer, he just kicked it hurriedly, probably got excited, a chance to kick a goal, but he had Ryan Crowley running forward of him. Just has to have that awareness. The players in a better position to give it off to him.
What the Dockers have done this quarter is they've been able to more than match Hawthorn's intensity. They've lifted and the Hawks haven't.
Guerra to Birchall.
Much greater pressure on the players. No Hawthorn players just running around loose in space, picking up easy possessions. They've got to earn every one. Once again, they've manned up well here.
Dockers are 2 goals from the lead. Birchall, and they might run it through for a behind. Guerra drags it through.
Well, Hawthorn are going to get back on the offensive now. They've got to start running the footy.
So the quick bring in won't count. Umpire didn't give the all clear. It'll come back. Hawks led by 27 points.
Brent Guerra calling for a bunch at centre-half forward there.
27 points starting this third term, and then kicked the opening goal of this third quarter. And Fremantle have fought back since then, and they might be able to capitalise here.
That's what
Bell,
pressure does.
Reece Palmer through traffic to himself. Tries to set it up to Farmer. Slides into trouble. Stokes grabs him to Pavlich. Shrugs Mitchell. Kicks around the body. And he's missed. Only just.
Would that have been something? What about the pressure that the Dogs have put on with the defensive zone? They've been able to man up. They've stopped even short pocket options.
Well, I don't think Hawthorn in the last 5 minutes have gone forward to the centre.
Guerra to Stokes. Thomas Murphy. Worked it to the wing. Stuart Dew tells Thomas Murphy to hold it up. Takes some time. Free-flowing play on Hawthorn we saw in the first half. Haven't been with us in this second. Ladson to Murphy. Stop, start. Stagnant. Tuck. And now Birchall. They have worked it to the open side. Franklin leads to the pocket. In his direction. He's really going to have to motor. Got there.
Michael, 2 metres back.
Maybe too far out to score.
They've got numbers back, the Doggers.
2 metres.
Pushes it to the pocket. Rough head. Can't get a fly at it. Grover can take it out. Doesn't. Dockers are attacking continuously now. Matthew Carr. Birchall cut it off. Farmer wraps him up.
Gone.
Crowd want a free.
Got to be gone.
They get it.
He dived on it and dragged it in.
Brings it up now.
Well done, Jeff Farmer.
Yeah, he held it in
Summed up
there
the situation
Bring it
well.
under. Play on.
Byron Shammer over the top to Headlam. On the attack again. Spearing past McFarlane. One grab, not the second. Campbell the crumb. Thought about going to Pavlich. Goes to Josh Carr. Can't mark it.
Peter Bell.
Left foot kick. Goal square. It's through. Sandlands let it ride.
Well, Fremantle, to their credit, Hawthorn have stopped running, but the pressure that Fremantle applying at all parts of the ground. And that started with Jeffrey Farmer on the half-back line. Sized it up, got the free kick his way, moved the ball on fastly. But the big fellow didn't want to take a mark there, Jason.
No, he was happy to let it go through. He saw it was online. Very team-orientated.
Alistair Clarkson Damien Hardwick on the phone. Damien Hardwick, of course, played in a premiership team for Port Adelaide with Josh Carr, who was able to slot that goal and make it a 3-point game. From the ball up, Gilmore to Farmer. They could take the lead. Headland left it behind.
Holding the man up there, Hawthorn against Des Headland.
And
Drop him to the ground so the free kick goes up there.
And he has
hurt
himself, Ladson. He's had arm problems before, and this doesn't look good. Headland, one of the players that has really come into his own in this third quarter for the Dockers. 9 possessions he's had.
Hawks are a man down. Ladson's still down. Rioli. And now Hodge. 60 from goal. Loads up to Boyle in the goal square. He's got 3 to beat. Almost. He does beat them all. Kept it alive, and Roughhead finished it off. He's got 3, Jared Roughhead.
Well, problems here for Rick Ladson. He's coming off holding the left arm. It was Headland that tackled him and threw him to the ground.
It just landed right on the button there.
Point of the shoulder.
Point of the shoulder.
That's what he was holding when he went down. Wonder if it's popped out or if he's done some damage.
This is
to the
what Hawthorn
collarbone.
were doing before, just the element of surprise. Quick kick in, long, and they finally got a goal for themselves, a much needed one.
Goal against the flow for the Hawks. Ladson off, and it is shoulder. He did break his arm a couple of years ago, Rick Ladson, back in 2004, but that looks shoulder rather than arm. Farmer with the clearance toward Bell. Clean bowls he and Guerra. Campbell.
Good
His own
attack on the
advantage.
footy.
Farmer inside 90 seconds. Matthew Carr back to Farmer. Couple of options. Goes with the outside of the foot. Chris Mayne. He's lost the boot. He's over it. He's got it. He's gone.
I think it was a little bit stiff too then, because I think Campbell Brown had hold of his jumper before he actually got the ball and pulled him in, towed him in.
Brown wants to go to Osborne, and he hits him. Osborne wide to Rioli. He's got Mundy off the bit at the moment. Rioli might take him on. He does. Has a bounce. Puts the skates on and sends it long towards Boyle and Franklin. Grover beats them both. Important mark inside a minute. Ibbotson. Hands are clean again now. Gilmore. Maybe one last chance for a Docker score. That was terrible.
It's interesting, you look at Lance Franklin's game, he's got 3 goals next to his name, but you'd say he's hardly been cited.
But his work rate, and he's commanded the best 2 defenders at all times, Jason.
Ibbotson hits Hodge, and Hodge will take the free.
Well, that was just 2 players going for a contested ball. I would regard that as incidental contact.
Well, Ibbotson, I thought, got a hand on the ball. I thought he touched it. Hodge did.
Oh, surely it was a contest.
You've got to be able to go
get him
a
across the
50-50
chops,
ball.
but
It was good courage from both players. He's shaken up, Hodge.
Well, there we go. There we go.
Simple, it's a free.
He did hit the ball with his fist first, though. That's very unlucky for Garrick Ibbotson. Very unlucky.
Stop.
Blood rule.
Hodgie, stand up, please, mate.
He's trying to hide it.
Oh, he's got away with it.
Look at the smile from Luke Hodge. He just did enough to conceal a bit of blood coming out of the nose, I think. This would take his very best kick. I don't know if he's got this journey in him.
Yeah, I've got it.
Breeze behind him, Jason.
Massive kick this. It's coming back, but it's not coming back enough.
Got the journey okay.
And that might just about do us. All about Hayden's kick here. Just doesn't need to turn it over. Magnificent quarter by the Dockers. Conceded the opening goal. The Hawks opened up a 33-point lead early in the third term, and the Dockers have been able to get it back to 10 points. 77 plays 67, 3/4 time at Subiaco. (67-77).
He's just ignored that.
10 points the margin. It'll keep the Vultures from training at least. Sewell. Bateman through traffic nicely. The spearing pass to Ward. Roughhead couldn't mark it, but gathers the crumb. Handball to Boyle.
got his handball.
Back to Roughhead. Now Stokes. He's nicely off the boot. Rolled it home for the opening goal.
Well, just some good work there from a couple of key forwards in Roughhead and Ball to keep the ball alive. It looked like perhaps they had messed it up, but they did enough. They kept the ball in front of them. That was a bit of an iffy hand pass. He got tagged and half shoveled it out Boyle, but that last hand pass from Roughhead was a beauty. And the little check side from Stokes.
Jason, the beauty about that Roughhead and Ball, they didn't go to ground. As big blokes sometimes tend to go to ground, you lose momentum, but they stayed and kept their feet and obviously created something. A good run by Bateman through the middle as well.
Cameron Stokes in game number 2. 2 goals last week in Hawthorn's win over Melbourne. Kicks his first goal of the night to start this final term.
Play on.
Sandlin's in the ruck, down towards Pavlich.
Oh, that should have been a free
Hodge
kick.
over the top of him.
Pavlich, I would have thought.
He's looking up at him.
But it's just,
That's okay.
he just smashed him into the ground before he even took possession. Lucky to get away with it, Luke Hodge.
Give us room.
By McBurney. Asking for a path.
Play on.
Sandlin's down to Osborne. Mitchell. Dispossessed. Headland with the crumb.
Great handball.
Crowley. Forced to feed it back to Farmer.
Yours.
Has some speed. Sends it long. Goal square. Chris Mayne the target. Offhand Shammer. To Crowley. Tucked into the boundary line. Chris Tarrant lurking. Thumps it down but to Jew. Campbell Brown.
Play on, not 15.
Chance
Play on.
Bateman, you heard the call. Needs to go. Hasn't got a lot to give it to. Almost turns it over. Does turn it over. Reece Palmer tried to shovel it through to Tarrant. Stolen back. Osborne to Birchall. Tight contest at the moment. Guerra over the head of Rioli. Hayden. Boundary line the Sanctuary. He didn't want it. He wanted Farmer. Inboard to Headland.
Holding Hawthorn.
Farmer's given the free away to Birchall.
I'll bring it back.
That's where it's
Off the ball.
That's where it's critical.
Cyril, your free kick.
Everyone has to stay disciplined here, Jason, particular from both sides, because the game is tight. It's there to win. But things like this, when you're in a forward-taking role or about to go in the forward 50, you can't afford to give free kicks away.
And the imperative thing now is Fremantle need to kick the next goal. They can't afford a little bit of ill discipline to give it away, and that's a dangerous kick into the middle of the ground.
Jew thumped it down. Bateman, Hodge, Mitchell backtracks to find space, finds none. Got met heavily. Gave to Birchall. He backtracks. Xavier Ellis. All the way back inside defensive 50. Thomas Murphy. The wide ball. Stephen Gillum.
But it hasn't opened up anything because the Dockers have pushed across. They'll have to come back.
The Dockers knew they would want to come to the open side. It is their game plan. Guerra and now Ellis. Hodge flies against 2. Hands on it and was grabbed by Hayden. Gets through Tarrant's tackle almost. Campbell. Sewell again has to backtrack. Oh, he's turned it
Straight to the
over.
opposition.
Murphy straight to Josh Carr. He saw a body and gave to it. Bell. McFarlane's running back to the square. Instead, Reece Palmer, the first gamer for his first goal, misses.
Good pressure by Hawthorn there. Campbell Brown, good chase down, but they've got to keep attacking Jason Hawthorn because they're just holding up the ball, denying possessions. But if you're going to turn it over like that, you're going to give it straight to the opposition.
We're straight down the middle to Hodge. Sewell in the middle. Some space in the corridor this time. 2-on-1, so he takes advantage of it towards Roughhead. Big leap, can't mark. Offhands Grover. On the rebound, the Dockers. 83 to 68. Short. Josh Carr. Now Chris Mayne. Hands to it. Kept it to his own advantage. Inside 50 towards Pavlich. Great mark, Campbell Brown.
That was a goal saver because they were under the pump there, Hawthorn. This needs to be a good kick.
Not only that, it was a big hit on Matthew Pavlich too, Jason. Matthew took a while to get up.
Stuart Jude dragged down by Des Headland, holding the ball. The crowd erupt. Headland toward Ibbotson. Not a lot to go to. Breaking through tackles. Can't get it away in
Didn't get the
time.
handball, free kick.
Just need to realise that you don't have a hell of a lot of time at this level, particularly under pressure. And when you've got around a couple of players, you've got to know that there's got to be someone closing in on you.
Play on, play on. No 15, play on, play on.
Sam Mitchell told to get on with it. Osborne thought about Sewell. A couple of options wider. Chance Bateman, one of them.
Play on.
Boyle leads short. Franklin leads central. In his direction. Staying down, Roughhead. Read that beautifully in goals. He's got 4.
Well, he read that very well, Jason. Just having that awareness. But those 3 big blokes have had great presence down there. You're saying Buddy's not had a lot of possessions, but look at the players that he attracted here.
Exactly.
Good vision inside. They're Buddy Conchlas. Sometimes you maybe too much, but he left Roughhead all there by himself. Can't afford to do that.
One thing Roughhead has done is he's been smart enough to put himself in positions to take advantage of all the attention that Franklin has drawn. Still plenty of time left in the game. More than 15 minutes left, and it's only a 21-point margin, so they need to get on their bike, but certainly not over.
Are kicking with a slight breeze in this term, the Dockers. According to the flags anyway. Sewell got the handball from Tuck. Weaved his way through. Franklin, one hand, not the second grab. Ibbotson, tackled by Rioli nicely. Franklin sizes them up from 48. Through one, past another, with some style. It's skills like that can make a grown man cry. Unbelievable.
Well, you have to be conscious of him because 6'5", whatever he is, to be able to dance around 3 opponents, he didn't get a ground. He didn't get a ground. That's the biggest thing here. And their 3 big blokes have been fantastic. They're going to cause a lot of opposition headaches. But look at well, what can we say anymore? Just let it unfold. Look at that dummy.
Been some players play AFL with large bags of tricks, but Lance Franklin's bag is just about as big as they come.
I think one of the keys to it, Dwayne, is if this is an average night and he's still able to contribute 3 or 4 goals, that says something pretty special about the player.
From the ball up. Time now the enemy of Fremantle, as well as the Hawks. Taylor. And the Hawks have played their way back into a commanding position here. To Tuck. Lead comes from Boyle. Goes wider instead. Campbell's on the move and he marks.
Gee, I've been impressed with Travis Tuck tonight. 21 possessions. He played a game or 2 last year, but he's played both games this year. He was good in the NAB Cup, and he looks like he belongs at this level. Straight away, he's felt very comfortable at this level.
What I like about it, he's just gone about his business. On the other side of the coin, Fremantle got players like young Peake, and he's had no contribution tonight. So that's where it's been disappointing.
Robert Campbell, 2 goals last week. Normally a reliable kick. And some breathing space for the Hawks.
Well, it's important for Hawthorn to identify other options should someone like a Franklin or a Roughhead go down. Campbell is one of those. He's played key defence. He's normally a ruckman, but he's played in key defensive roles like on Barry Hall before. When Crode went down last week, he went down to fullback and played on Neats. He also has the ability to be a leading key position player. Shows a good pair of hands, good agility and pretty good speed for the size of bloke he is.
Robert Campbell, he was the basket with all the eggs in it after the Hawks traded Peter Everett. They backed in Robert Campbell and Simon Taylor to be the ruckman of the future, and they're doing the job. Simon Taylor in the middle, Campbell's at full forward. Another palm down from Sandilands to an opponent. Mitchell inside 50. Bouncing ball that's tough to grab. Dodd. Hayden. Hunted down by Rioli. Shoots it back to Grover. Not a lot to go to open side. Mundy. 101 to 68. Johnson. Peake. Johnson. Danger again. Sewell almost grabbed Ibbotson. He got the handball up just in time. Peake And now Hayden. Sandilands in the middle if he wants him. He hits Gilmore with the handball. Looping ball over the top to Reece Palmer. All about this kick inside 50. Hits the target. It's Pavlich, but he's up against the boundary line.
Well, this would qualify as a captain's goal, I think. Last roll of the dice. If they don't get a goal soon, they're going to be in trouble. But this is he's leaning on the fence. This will take a fantastic kick, but it is a beautiful kick of the football. Will he open up the angle a little bit, or just go? It looks like he's got enough angle to go with a straight kick.
He's kicked 2 goals too. That's what he has ahead of him.
He's kicked it.
Nice off the boot. They're still in it.
Well, you call it, Jason, a real captain's goal. Went back, sized it up, just had the poise, but that's why he's a class player. They need to get the next one. There's no saying more than that. Just get it inside to him.
It hasn't been a bad night from Matty Pavlich either. 17 possessions, but he's also, as well as spending a lot of time in the midfield, he's pushed forward and he's now got 3 goals to his name. So that's a very good return from the skipper.
Three goals too for the night for the captain, Matthew Pavlich. And he's back inside the centre square for this ball up. Good crowd in here at Subiaco. Perfect evening for football, and umpire Steve McBurney thumps it into the turf again. Palm down to Headland. He couldn't get it away to a teammate. Hodge, Tuck, Sewell. Roughhead's on the move. It's toward Campbell instead. He's got 2 to beat. Thumps it down. Rioli ducks out of a tackle. Slick to Stokes, the 2 teammates from the territory. And Stokes around the body, kicks it behind.
Just a difference there. I mean, Ibbotson, he did the right thing. He backed back into the pack, but his direct opponent, Rioli, got front and square and basically read that play.
Ibbotson. Hayden. Peak. Dodd. Maintaining possession. Palmer with the fly. Can't mark. And we'll get a ball in. Here's Palmer wearing Troy Cook's famous old number 10. Sandilands against Taylor. Towards Pavlich.
Look out.
And what a bell. Big hip and shoulder. As big as it gets from Campbell Brown. He got up and he was tackled and he got ball.
You can see it coming a mile off, but fantastic effort from both players. This is a solid hit, and look at them both bounce up. Both of them straight to their feet for the second effort.
Well, that's footy at its best.
Well, Peter Bell will never shirk an issue and got up and got the possession, and unlucky for him, he got penalised. But unfortunately, he's one of only a few that continue to work that hard for his footy club.
Not sure that ringing in his ears is actually him or the bloke over the fence. Gillum. Osborne. Taylor. Guerra. Time running out down the clock for the Dockers. Roughhead. Osborne. Too wide for Franklin. So we've played 14 minutes final term. Still 11 and some change to come. 102 to 74. Sandilands in the ruck. Tried to take it out of the air. Opposite number Campbell gathers, gives to Sewell. Thought about a snap, hands it off instead. High kick, Tuck. He's been sensational tonight, and he kicks his first.
Well, what I've noticed about Hawthorn, they work for each other, Jason. They won that boundary throw in the contest, but they just moved the ball forward, and to have numbers either side of them laterally as this handball comes through from Sewell, and Tuck just off the left foot. He's had it, like you mentioned earlier before, he's been a very good player.
Just a workhorse, an absolute workhorse. Travis Tuck handles the ball cleanly. He's got a good strong body to play in the midfield as well.
Travis Tuck, just his 3rd game. Father, of course, 426. Champion player he was. His brother to line up for the Tigers tomorrow. And the ball up. Sewell. And now Dew. Hawks can smell it now. Long kick from Stuart Dew. Crowley should gather it. Takes the mark at half-back. Hayden. Dockers know they need to attack now.
Yeah, they've got to take him on, take some risks.
Grover. Campbell.
Good hands.
Crowley. Need a mark inside 50. Touch ball play on, so they can't get a mark either way. Campbell Brown gets back and the Hawks can reload. Maintain possession. Sewell.
Fine there, Des.
Well, that tells the tale, doesn't it? 70 touches to 40 Hawthorn this quarter, and that's why what looked to be a tight game at three-quarter time has opened up in Hawthorn's favour.
Sewell told to play on and does so quickly. Campbell Brown takes the mark at half-back. Son of the great Mal, of course, WA legend. Campbell Brown turns it over.
Nothing legendary about that kick.
On cue. McFarlane, Campbell, Dodd. Headland should have a snap.
Oh, he had more time,
but he did have plenty more time and he misses.
Just needed a little bit more talk there from, not Desi's fault there. He probably didn't realise how much time he had, but he had a couple of players not far from him, and the game ain't over yet. I mean,
It's not, but I get the feeling Hawthorn's very happy to slow things down, though, Jagger.
Yeah.
They've done so much running, I think it's taken its toll on them.
this is where you got to fight it right out and just still have an impact. There's still 9 minutes left in this game.
Ladson finds Birchall. Now Ladson again. Xavier Ellis. And now Tuck takes them on from half-back. Not a lot to go too short. Only one-on-ones ahead of him. And Gilmore takes the mark, opposed to Hodge.
Now the rebound. They've got Bell at half forward, all on his own if they can get it there.
Hayden to Johnson. Tackled by Tuck. Threw it away. Hodge.
Oh, Roughhead.
Stuart Dew.
He's missed him.
Jared Roughhead's calling for it. Dew goes longer. Boyle and Franklin down there. Boyle got hands. Roughhead again. He's been everywhere. That's a high bomb.
He's celebrating.
He was clapping. He almost did a handstand.
Try to bluff the goal umpire, you reckon?
I don't think I've seen a snap from 5 yards out go that high. Not a little bit of cramp there, I'd suggest, for Stuart Dew. Oh, no. Maybe not cramp. I hope it's not something worse.
Probably overstride and could be a hamstring, Jason.
Well, he did go for the big long kick, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
Matthew Carr. Wide towards Farmer in the pocket. Got hands to it. Didn't get a free for a push. Campbell back to Josh Carr to keep them with a sniff. Kicks the goal.
Well, they've got to just keep working it out, Fremantle. I mentioned before there's now 8 minutes left, but from one end of the ground where Roughhead should have kicked it, they've gone the other end and kicked a goal. So they've just got to maintain pressure because Hawthorn are the travelling side and they will want to hold it up. So they're not out of it, but they need to get on their bike and get the next goal quickly.
Two goals for the night for Josh Carr. Sam Mitchell getting some work done, and here's Stuart Dew's injury.
Done his hammy.
He has.
Oh, yep. Done his hammy.
There goes the hammy. Done so much work to get back into a state to play league football. The question was, would he stand up to the rigours of playing? Unfortunately, a hamstring. A sour end to the night for Stuart Dew.
After he got rid of it, still held the tackle. Peter Bell, free kick.
So Peter Bell's to take it in the middle. 109 plays 81. Inside 8 minutes to full time. Gilmore short to Matthew Carr.
Plenty of run left in the Doggers.
And now Ibbotson. Can't find the target inside 50 and Xavier Ellis.
Oh, no, killed him.
Chris Mayne, one grab, not the second. Has Hayden waiting for it. Hayden needs to find the target now. Chips the kick. Short pass. Not good enough for Farmer. Guerra. Almost a turnover it is. McFarlane, he steps around the body. Tuck got back, but he hasn't touched it.
He has.
He has.
See, I
a
thought
fingernail on it.
I reckon he nearly changed his mind, the goal umpire then. He had a good think about it. It was right on the line. There you have it. Oh, boy, that's close. Look at the goal umpire there. He took a while to make his decision.
And mind the side angle view.
109 to 82. Dockers with a mini run on here. Tark Sewell, Ladson, Bateman, Birchall. He's got Guerra. Makes it tough for Guerra. Collects it on the bounce. Farmer with a little bump as he kicks it. Stokes. So the Hawks really, without any players to come off the bench. Ladson's hurt. Clinton Young's hurt. Stuart Dew hurt. We'll go down to Lee Colbert shortly. Sewell's got it. 6 minutes 30 on the clock. Across the face. Well played by Main. Big Campbell Brown gives it up to McFarlane. He pops it inside 50. Just to pop and hope. Getting back Campbell. Sewell did brilliantly. To Guerra. To Ellis. To Hodge. Golden opportunity goes begging there for the Dockers. And Hodge. A long ball to Boyle.
Well weighted.
You heard the call. And he just sends it back. They maintain possession.
Yeah, very happy to work the clock down now, the Hawks. They've got a couple of players down. They don't have the number of rotations they'd like in this last quarter. Very happy to milk the clock now.
Shortish pass, hoping for Taylor. Almost had an arm slap by Matthew Carr, who earns himself a free kick. As people talk about running the last couple of minutes of the clock down, but it's almost as valuable now when you're 3 to 4 goals up.
Gee,
run a couple of minutes now.
Tested the umpire's patience, Simon Taylor. It took an eternity to give that back. Very generous, the umpire.
Chris Palmer all the way back to Dodd. It's around Boyle a little too easily. He's got Des Headland. Needs to hit him with the pass. Doesn't bounce that kindly for Headland. Had to wait for it. Inside 50. Tough one to gather. McFarlane shoots it out to Peter Bell. He can't keep them in it. Across the face. Lee Colbert.
A frustrated Stewie Dew, boys, as you're shown on the TV and mentioned, left hamstring play no further part this week or probably for the next 4 to 6 as he's done it pretty well.
A bittersweet victory perhaps for the Hawks. They've got a few injury worries. Taylor didn't hold it long enough according to the umpire. Ball in.
I've got to hit the ball, Simon.
Stuart Dew had a whole season off last year travelling through Mexico and the USA with his father and his girlfriend. Signed a contract with Port Adelaide saying he wouldn't play in 2007. And he's made his return to footy in 08.
Great work from Luke Hodge. It didn't really matter who had it for Fremantle. He was determined just to trap it in underneath the Freo bodies. They were the ones that took it in, and he won himself a free kick.
Hodge back to Guerra. Campbell Brown. And a good return. The football for him, and gee, that's tight.
Another stiff one.
He was about to go.
Campbell Brown had never actually come back behind the mark. He was inching forward, and Josh Carr thought, I'll pin him when he plays on.
The umpires have just got to give a little bit of slack there because that really hurts. It hurts the opposition.
Sucks all the goodness out of the game as well when that happens at this stage of a game. Franklin, although Hawk fans will be pretty happy it happened. It was just about over now for the Dockers. Hayden, Headland, Peter Bell, Chris Main out wide. Tough one for him to grab.
Good
Thomas
punch.
Murphy thumped it toward the boundary. Main tries to keep it in, but Xavier Ellis toes it out.
Well, it's been a good 3 or 4 minutes, just as Fremantle will look like that mini run on, as you mentioned before, Dwayne, but Hawthorn have just kept possession on the footy.
Big Aaron Sandlands has come back on the ground. He's just crept forward and no one has picked him up.
38,022 here at Subiaco tonight, and the majority of them will go home disappointed. Taylor is lurking nicely. Birchall, Guerra maintaining possession. Boyle the free.
Gee, the big fellas up forward, Boyle, Roughhead and Franklin, their work rate has been fantastic. They just continue to lead, and I mean, you force your direct opponent. He has to put your hands on your back or try and stop you in your way.
Osborne played on quickly. Pokes it inside 50. Not quite. Ladson, good to see him back and okay. Tucked into the pocket. Across the face. Only a behind. So that shoulder, as Lee Colbert told us, not as bad as first thought. Inside 3 minutes. It'll be a loss start to 2008 for the Fremantle Dockers, and a win-win start to the season for the Hawks. Be up the top end of the ladder. Matthew Carr trickling ball. Pavlich keeps it alive, but to his own detriment. Chance Bateman.
They can run this. They got numbers.
Sam Mitchell.
Can go all the way.
Can he kick it from there? From 50 goes to Chance Bateman. Campbell Brown, the unselfish handball to Bateman, and he kicks into the post. Behind.
Well, they'll start win-win, Dwayne, but it's come at a cost for the Hawks. They lost to Trent Crode last week for something in the vicinity of 6 weeks. We heard Lee Colbert tell us that Stuart Dew has torn his hamstring pretty badly, so that could be a good 4 to 6 weeks as well.
A couple of blokes to come back by the name of Shane Crawford and Jordan Lewis.
Well,
over the next couple of
Lewis
weeks.
comes back next week. Perhaps Williams next week back from injury as well, but Crawford another week to serve in terms of suspension. And we don't know the extent of the injury to Clinton Young either.
It's true. Reece Palmer been a good performer in his first game.
Has been good.
Doc has tossed up whether to play him last week, and perhaps in hindsight would have given him a game in round one.
In fact, all the youngsters have shown enough to suggest they're going to be good players. Main, Ibbotson and also Palmer.
Speaking of Main, runs to 30 with the outside of the foot.
Well done.
Has kicked his second.
Well, you like that. I mean, if you're going to get a positive out of the game, it's the young kids that will just keep going. Their enthusiasm. And Reece Palmer, the 19 possessions, has been a nice debut for him, around about the 80% mark effectiveness. But good to see young Main get amongst it as well and kick himself his second goal. 8 possessions for himself with near on 90% effective rate. So that's where the future is for Fremantle, and they've got to just keep playing these young kids because they will get better.
Ibbetson's also picked up 12 possessions, and Palmer has had 19. So very good. The 3 youngsters that have come in have all made a solid contribution.
Chris Main said he's been a standout player all his life because of his hair.
I was about to say a bit of confidence there, you know.
Yes, it was quite a funny interview, and I read the quote. I thought the same thing, but yeah, because of his hair, everybody has been noticing him right from day one. And he might have a big career in front of him. Peak slips it wide to Des Headland to get himself a consolation prize. Almost wasn't the diving mark for Pavlich. Did everything he could. Thomas Murphy grabs it to Hodge.
Oh, that's just teasing.
What about that?
Yeah, that's, don't like that, Jason.
No. He knew exactly where he was.
That was nearly a Jason Dunstall mark.
And it was Luke Hodge going back to full back on Pavlich too.
And the Fremantle supporters let him know about it as well.
It's pretty stagnant ahead. Not a lot. I think they're a very tired lot, Hawthorn.
Luke Hodge, like Campbell Brown and Jordan Lewis and Shane Crawford, all still eligible to win the Brownlow medal this year, even though they missed the season's opening with suspensions. Peter Bell to Mundy to Sandler, lifted over the top. Reece Palmer,
He's done that well.
Clever sidestep. He might go all the way from 48, and he gets himself on the highlights tape. Kicks his first.
There are some very good kids playing out there, and a lot of people will ask the question, why didn't they play last week?
Well,
look, they haven't managed to win the game. It's unfortunately going to come a little too late. And maybe Mark Harvey's right. Maybe the home atmosphere was the right place to introduce them, but I guess it's a moot point, the argument now. However, the 3 of them have had a genuine contribution tonight.
What confidence to take him on, and earlier on, after that previous goal by Main, he won a hard ball get and got it out. So he's been very busy in this last 5 minutes.
Pick 7 in last year's draft, Reece Palmer. Some say he should have won the Lark medal for the best player in the Under-18 Championship last year. He missed out on that medal by 1 vote. Cale Morton, who made his debut for the Demons last week, beat him to it, but he was one of a big group of classy acts in that WA side in the Under-18 Championship win last year. And here he is on cue. Reece Palmer over the top to Farm. Dying seconds. Centering kick, and Josh Carr doesn't know how much time left.
Well, the crowd's getting excited, but unfortunately there won't be enough time. Good sense of what's happening for Josh Carr. He ran back behind the mark to take the kick to waste no time.
And he's missed anyway.
Oh, boy. But it's not going to make any difference.
Well, you just like the kids, Jason. They've certainly, a lot of the Fremantle supporters will leave tonight. They'll be disappointed, but they know there's some special kids on the way up, and they'll be calling for them to play a lot more footy this year.
So the time elapses. It's been a hot contest. They fought back a couple of times, the Fremantle Dockers, but a 15-point victory to the Hawks. They led by 2 points at quarter time, opened up a 27-point lead at half-time, skipped out to a 33-point lead early in the third term. Dockers got back to a 10-point margin at three-quarter time, but the Hawks 16-16, 112 away from home, defeat Fremantle 14-13, 97.